Billy here with the Should We Go Outside YouTube channel. Today, a professional hunter is here to help me on Arizona's hardest elk hunt. For the last 3 years, I've been trying and failing to search out Arizona's most elusive herd of elk. Have you ever watched a toddler try and do something and it's simple, but they mess it up so bad over and over that you just finally have to step in and help? Well, that's JJ. Who saw some of my YouTube videos and decided he just couldn't take it anymore. So he came out to help me out today. So we've got some fresh snow as of last night, but it's foggy, and that's gonna make glassing pretty useless. So we're gonna drive roads, try and find as fresh set of tracks. I've actually had quite a few people in the comments tell me that one of the best bets that we probably have is to find a fresh set of tracks and hike in after them. You're talking 2 to maybe 7 miles is what you'd expect to be able to find the animals within that distance. And this kind of weather, if they're not pressured, it's more likely on the lower end. That's what we're kind of gunning for today. If we can find tracks, we can follow them. That's our best bet. So we're gonna be cruising roads for a bit here, bringing you to see what we can find. Well, at least we'll be cruising roads for the morning until the fog clears. So we cut at least 3 sets of mountain lion tracks today, a bunch of coyotes, and hundreds of mule deer. That's a pretty decent lion track. All right, I'm not sure how many miles we've gone today. Used about a quarter tank of gas. A lot of deer tracks. No fresh elk sign, I'll give you that. Gonna grab some lunch, cook something up out here, back to it, maybe do some hiking up a canyon. Lasagna with meat sauce. Why go through the work of packing this up, doing the freeze-dried meals? I don't know. It's nice to have something warm out here. A lot of the time I'll just pack a sandwich, but today we're treating ourselves, I guess. All right, finishing up lunch. We are gonna head back to the base of the canyon. We saw some mountain lion tracks coming out of the canyon this morning, and I think there were some older elk tracks there. They were covered in snow, but it looked like elk tracks. So we're gonna give that a try, probably hike up the canyon a bit. Had a couple of people tell me in the comments that the day that I saw those fresh tracks, I should have followed those into the canyon. Truth was, guys, I had my mom coming into town to visit, and I had to be back that afternoon. So I couldn't break away for the amount of time it would have taken to go really travel that distance. Today we're just gonna see what we can see and then probably hike up to the ridge line and then glass from there, walk back on the ridge line and then back down to the bottom. So kind of planning a loop, see what we can find, and we'll bring you guys along so you can see. I've now spent over 30 days hunting the hardest hunt in Arizona. Today we're gonna get one, or we're gonna hike around like usual and bring you guys along for the ride. Why is this hunt so hard? Well, first, Arizona this year, almost 200,000 hunters applied for an elk tag, and only about 18,000 got an elk tag. I think those numbers are correct. I'll double check them and then we'll fix it on the screen if they're not. And the odds for drawing are actually getting worse every single year. This year, it'll be 3 years since I last got a tag. So that's why I'm out here on this particular hunt. This is an over-the-counter tag. You can hunt all year long. But the catch is there are only about 50 elk spread over 4.6 million acres of land, meaning there's only about 1 elk for every 144 square miles of land. Very low odds. Terrible success rate. I think it's been 3 or 4 years since anyone's harvested an animal on this hunt. On average, you get about 600 people in the area hunting, at least previous reports, about 600 people per year, about 2,000 hunt days, and nobody's been successful in 3 or 4 years. So that's been me the last little while. And well, if you've been following along in this journey, you've seen me make a couple mistakes, a few mistakes, not that many, a perfectly average number of mistakes. Well, let me introduce you to JJ. He is a hunting guide out of New Mexico and Colorado. He's been watching the videos. He said he wanted to come out, see if he could help me out. And so we've been going out today, traveling up and down about 20 miles, over ridges, hiking, glassing, and we're gonna see if we can find these animals. I say this as a joke, but I think he saw my videos and it was like watching the toddler not able to do the simplest task and he couldn't take it. So he drove about 7 hours last night to come here and see if he could help me out. All right, base of the canyon, gonna start hiking, see if we can't cut some tracks. I knew I'd been smelling something weird. Something's been eating this dead squirrel. We made it up canyon about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles. I forgot to start my tracker. No signs of elk or any fresh track up here. So we're gonna hike up to the ridge line so we're not backtracking over the same path. See if we can look at the north facing slopes on the way out. We made it up to the top of this bench. We're smelling something, but hard to say. Got another 2 miles along this ridge line and we'll see if we can find any sign up here. Feels elky. So we got up the canyon nearly 2 miles, over the ridge and onto the bench that we wanted to check out. And we spent the next 2 hours glassing till sunset, discussing the best strategies for success here in this unit. Now, here's the advice JJ gave me. One is it's big country. There's so much possible space for these elk to be in. And I can't use my plane to fly over and locate the animals, so using fresh snow as a way to drive ridges and cut tracks is one of our best chances at locating elk sign as they cross over a ridge, oftentimes down a draw. Now, number 2, when glassing, we're actually looking for pockets of cover on north-facing or shaded slopes, and we're focusing about halfway up the ridges. Number 3 was to go out and review historic pins. Look where I found sign and come up with strategies to mark and categorize that sign to try and find patterns based on the time of year that the sign occurred. So finding fresh beds, mark it, note the time of year. That's going to help me identify where they are over time throughout the season. And so that's a long-term strategy, but I thought it was a great tip. All right, guys, we didn't find any elk today, but if you're looking for an easy hunt, you've come to the wrong place. If, however, you want to watch me suffer and struggle, eat a bunch of salad, and try and figure out this impossible hunt, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.